Everybody, Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here, and today we have something in a totally different color scheme from what you normally see me create. And I'm starting with this music paper. Now, I source these out of the thrift store, so I can get pages and pages and books of music papers for $1 or $2 really inexpensively. And this paper is a little bit thicker, and I'm crumpling it up and then ripping it out and then applying it with gel medium. I want the wrinkles, I want the texture, I want all the interest from the ripped edges. I just want to make this an interesting background, and I do want some of that music notes to stand out. So I try to pick music that has bigger, darker, bolder musical notes, if that makes sense. And just a rule of thumb, when you collage music paper or collage papers, it always seems to take almost double the amount of paper as the area you're covering. Now, when you're doing this, you can leave spaces in between. Inevitably, I seem to cover up every part of it, but you don't have to. And in fact, the different height, where some papers might have 2 layers or 3 layers and others have none, would add to the interest of your background. Now, the difficult part here is when I'm doing on a canvas, I can wrap the music paper or the collage sheets around, even into the back. With this, because it's such a thin piece of wood, and I don't want to wrap it into the back because that makes it untidy, I was thinking, okay, how am I going to do this? And is this going to work? So here I'm trying to rip it off, and I decide that's just not going to work necessarily. So what I did, and I thought I had that on camera, but apparently not. What I did is I flipped it over and I used the X-Acto knife and cut it once it was dry. And that worked really, really well. So now I'm putting a mixture of, I believe, burnt umber and black. And I'm working it into the edges and the different layers of the music paper. Now, I don't want to block off all that music paper. I really, really want to be able to see the musical notes as a pattern in the background. And as usual, I pretty much cover it all up. But don't worry, I fixed the problem. But apparently not yet. Then I add some yellow ochre to the top because I wanted it more yellowy, but then that wasn't working. So I grabbed a baby wipe and basically I'm rubbing back a lot of the paint. Trying to get some of that music paper to stand up. Now you can see there you go. You've got the brown and the black in all the nooks and the crannies and on the edges, but this is way more of what I wanted to have. So it's like I had stamped in the background. So I'm coming back with that gold, yellow ochre color, or I'm not sure what color it is. I'm drawing a blank. I have both of those in my bin. Naples yellow, there we go. Naples yellow. They're very close in either one, but I wanted it more that old age music sheet. And this is looking way more like what I had in my mind at the beginning. So just keep playing with it. Worst case, I would have added a coat of gesso, but that would have gotten totally rid of the musical notes. Now I'm coming in with the blending tool. I'm just trying to add a little bit more of that brown to the mix. So you can see I'm spending a lot of time tweaking the background. And here I'm trying to just hit the high points from all the layering of the music paper. Now, if you're interested in using or creating on these door hangers, there are some I've found in Amazon, and I'll put a link to them and any other products that I've used that I can find links to. I can't always. So I'm using white pearl modeling paste. This is from Crafter's Workshop. I love this stuff. It is pearlized and white. It has this nice, gorgeous shimmer. And I'm applying this with a key card. And this is one of their new for summer 2019 stencils. And it's called Sunflower, nope, Happy Dandelion, I believe. And there is a link to the Crafter's Workshop Shopify store where you can find the new ones. The new ones aren't quite yet in the Amazon store. So I'm absolutely loving this. It's very neutral, very not me. I usually use a lot more color, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just tidying up a little bit with my palette knife. A little bit of the modeling paste seeped under the stencil. So I do scrape it off and come back in and paint a little bit more brown in there so you can see it. Now I'm edging the sides. And again, this is something, some of these steps you see me doing on a regular basis. They are pretty much standard issue for finishing on any project. And I'm just using a makeup sponge that I purchased at the dollar store to do that. Got a little paint where I didn't need it, so I'm grabbing a baby wipe. Now I've got some gold and I'm getting it onto the pad of my finger and I'm just rubbing it lightly over top of the high points. So you just get that little bit of gold shimmer there. And yes, this would have made more sense to do before I did the modeling paste. And in real life, you can still see the music notes coming through where there isn't the modeling paste. I'm just edging it a little bit in gold. I have black and gold. Quite often I do two colors when I do the edging, a dark and a light. Now the back of these door hangers, I have painted with black gesso, and then I splatter it with gold paint, and then I varnish both sides. My sentiment says simply blessed, and because it's too white, there's no white on this, I want it to make it a little more neutral and make it work better with everything else. So I put a light coat of gold paint on top of it. And I decide to put the sentiment going up and down, just for something different. And I'm just using gel medium. And I decide to layer up the sentiment, the words, overlap them. Again, something different. We just celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving here. But I'm a big advocate of the whole gratitude, being grateful for things. And so these door hangers I thought would make really nice I could turn them into being something more useful by putting a post-it note on the back. And you're going to see that in a minute. Sorry. Here I'm just doing the shading around the sentiment, just to give it a little bit more weight. It just didn't seem like it quite belonged. And I'm going to do the same shading around the outside edge. Now I usually varnish these with Minwax polyacrylic varnish, and I buy that at the hardware store. It's really quite inexpensive compared to craft store or artist varnish, and it just works so well on canvases, on these door hangers, and I would varnish both sides, the front and the back. And here you're going to see why I want the back to be done, because I'm giving this, on the one side it's going to be a decorative piece, that looks nice. This can be on a pantry door, a cupboard door, a bedroom door. And then on the back side, I'm thinking you could put a post-it note or past stack of post-it notes, and you can write down the things that you are grateful for, kind of a gratitude journal, so to speak. And you can have smaller post-it notes or bigger ones. And here, the things that I'm grateful for, having just gone through Thanksgiving. I'm really thankful that I have a space to do my art studio. I'm thankful for all the colors in nature that inspire me, and I'm thankful for you, my subscribers. So leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share this with your creative friends. I'm going to show you a picture coming up of another gratitude door hanger. I'm doing a whole series of them for a craft fair. There you can see it. Very similar techniques, but different at the same time. Yes, there will be a video of that one. So again, thank you very much. Bye for now.